Hello, health-conscious friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that is absolutely critical for anyone managing their blood sugar. So many people believe that managing this condition is solely about cutting out sugar and carbohydrates, and while that is a huge fundamental piece of the puzzle, it's not the complete picture. There's another layer, built upon essential minerals. These are the unsung heroes that make the entire metabolic engine run correctly. Without them, your efforts to control blood sugar can feel like you're constantly fighting an uphill battle, and today we're going to change that. We are going to reveal the top 3 most powerful minerals that every single person with diabetes needs to know about and most likely needs to be taking. Prepare to learn exactly how these specific minerals can help you not only lower your blood sugar, but also boost your energy levels, and crucially, protect your body against the long-term complications that can arise from chronically high glucose. Make sure you watch all the way to the end because I'll be sharing how you can get a completely free, downloadable cheat sheet. Let's get started. Our first powerhouse mineral is zinc, the immune and insulin supporter. Zinc is critical for insulin creation, acting as a key tool in the pancreas's beta cells. It's involved in insulin synthesis, storage, and secretion. Zinc helps proinsulin fold into mature insulin and crystallize for storage. Deficiency creates bottlenecks, hindering insulin response. The highest zinc concentration is in the pancreas's beta cells, highlighting its importance. Low zinc impairs insulin production, storage, and release, causing blood sugar spikes. Optimal zinc is essential for a functional insulin system. Start with this foundational mineral for a robust insulin system. Zinc is an immune-supporting mineral, critically important for individuals with diabetes, who are often more susceptible to infections. It's essential for the normal function of immune cells. Without enough zinc, your body's defense is weakened. Zinc plays a pivotal role in wound healing, required for cell proliferation and collagen synthesis. A zinc deficiency can slow down this repair process, turning a minor cut into a chronic wound. Ensuring adequate zinc intake is a key strategy. We're taking a holistic view of health, supporting the body's ability to defend and repair itself. Zinc provides a crucial layer of defense, helping to build a more resilient body. Zinc's influence extends to your DNA, regulating cellular signaling and gene expression. Zinc is a key component of proteins, including transcription factors that read your DNA and decide which genes get turned on or off. Many key enzymes and proteins in the insulin signaling pathway depend on zinc. Zinc also helps control inflammation, a hallmark of type 2 diabetes, by regulating inflammatory cytokines. Zinc is a master regulator, influencing gene activity, cell communication, and inflammation management. For someone with diabetes, optimizing these systems with adequate zinc is paramount for clear signals and balanced processes. Let's examine the scientific evidence supporting zinc's role in diabetes management. A significant meta-analysis from 2014, a study of studies, pooled high-quality clinical trials, revealing that zinc supplementation significantly lowered fasting glucose levels and HbA1c in diabetics. This demonstrates a proven clinical benefit, translating to real improvements in key diabetes management metrics. Optimizing zinc intake is a powerful, scientifically supported strategy for improved metabolic health. Recognizing the signs of zinc deficiency is crucial, especially for those with diabetes, older adults, and those consuming processed foods. Common symptoms involve skin, hair, and nails, with thinning hair, dry skin, and brittle nails. Taste and smell can be affected, making food seem bland. Immune function is a major indicator. Frequent colds and slow wound healing may signal a deficiency. Neurological symptoms like brain fog and low mood can also occur. Consider investigating your zinc status if you experience a combination of these symptoms. The best way to get any nutrient is through a whole food, nutrient-dense diet. This should be your foundation. Animal-based foods tend to be the most bioavailable sources of zinc, like shellfish, especially oysters. Red meat, especially beef and lamb, are also very rich in highly absorbable zinc. Dark meat from turkey and chicken contains more zinc than the white meat. For those who follow a more plant-based diet, there are still many great options like legumes, nuts, and seeds. Pumpkin seeds and cashews are particularly high in zinc. It's important to incorporate a variety of these foods into your diet regularly to ensure a better zinc intake. Remember, the goal is to build a diet that is naturally rich in the nutrients your body needs. For many with diabetes, supplementation is effective to restore optimal zinc levels. A safe dosage for most adults is 25 to 40 milligrams of elemental zinc per day. Don't overdo it, as high doses can interfere with other minerals. Zinc can cause stomach upset if taken on an empty stomach. It's best to take zinc with a meal to enhance absorption. Look for chelated forms like zinc picolinate or zinc citrate. Avoid zinc oxide due to poor absorption. Be aware of zinc's relationship with copper. Ensure you have a small amount of copper in your regimen, often pre-formulated in high-quality supplements. Let's expand on the zinc and copper balance because it's a perfect example of how minerals work in harmony within the body. Zinc and copper compete for the same absorption pathways. Long-term, high-dose zinc supplementation without copper can create a copper deficiency. Copper is essential for red blood cells, healthy bones and nerves, and immune function. A copper deficiency can lead to anemia, neurological issues, and increased infections. The goal is not to create imbalance but to restore harmony. Ensure you get around 2 milligrams of copper per day. This principle of mineral balance extends beyond zinc and copper, highlighting the importance of a holistic perspective when it comes to nutrition. So, let's bring it all together on zinc. This single mineral is a cornerstone of metabolic health, especially for those with diabetes. It's a fundamental requirement for insulin, from its creation to its signaling within your cells. Zinc helps create a more efficient insulin system, addressing blood sugar management at its root. We've also explored its wider protective benefits, like bolstering the immune system and accelerating wound healing. Its ability to regulate gene expression and quell chronic inflammation combats insulin resistance at a cellular level. Studies confirm zinc supplementation lowers both fasting glucose and HbA1c. Incorporating zinc-rich foods and supplementing smartly can lead to better health. Think of zinc as the first essential pillar you are building to support your metabolic health. You are fundamentally improving the terrain of your body, giving your metabolism a fighting chance. Chromium, the carbohydrate companion, enhances insulin action. It binds to chromodoulin, amplifying insulin's signal to the cells. Without enough chromium, cells become insulin resistant. Chromium gives insulin a megaphone, increasing cell sensitivity. This increased sensitivity is the cornerstone of overcoming insulin resistance. Chromium helps lower circulating insulin levels, easing strain on beta cells. It makes existing insulin work better, optimizing metabolism. Chromium deficiency impairs glucose tolerance, elevating blood sugar. Ensuring adequate chromium addresses a root cause of insulin resistance at the cellular level. Chromium promotes the efficient uptake of glucose from the bloodstream into your cells. It mobilizes glucose transporters like GLUT4 to move glucose into the cell. This lowers blood sugar and provides cells with energy. Improving glucose uptake is linked to increased energy and better physical performance. Chromium helps mitigate the damaging effects of excess blood sugar, keeping your metabolic system healthier. The cumulative effect of chromium's daily work enhancing insulin sensitivity and promoting glucose uptake is directly reflected in the most important long-term marker of blood sugar control, your hemoglobin A1c or HbA1c. As we know, the HbA1c test measures the percentage of your hemoglobin, which is the protein in your red blood cells, that has become glycated or coated with sugar. Since red blood cells live for about 3 months, this marker gives a stable, reliable picture of your average blood sugar levels over that period. It's really the gold standard for assessing diabetes management and risk for complications. Every time chromium helps your insulin work more effectively after a meal, it prevents a large, prolonged spike in blood sugar. By facilitating the quick removal of glucose from the blood, it reduces the amount of time that your red blood cells are exposed to high concentrations of sugar. Less exposure time means less opportunity for glucose to permanently attach itself to the hemoglobin molecules. Over days, weeks, and months, this consistent, improved post-meal control adds up. The result is a lower overall average blood sugar, which is precisely what leads to a lower, healthier HbA1c reading. This is why chromium can be such a powerful tool for long-term management. While a single blood glucose reading can fluctuate wildly based on your last meal, stress, or activity, the HbA1c is a much more stable indicator of your underlying metabolic health. Achieving a reduction in your HbA1c is a major victory. It signifies that you are successfully reducing the overall glycemic burden on your body, which directly translates to a lower risk of developing devastating diabetic complications like neuropathy, which is nerve damage, nephropathy, or kidney disease, and retinopathy, or eye damage. Chromium contributes directly to this risk reduction. So when you think about supplementing with chromium, don't just think about its effect on your next blood sugar reading. Think bigger. Think about its impact on your next HbA1c test 3 months from now. you are investing in a strategy that helps to smooth out the glucose roller coaster, leading to a more stable, lower average. This stability is what protects your organs and tissues from the ravages of glycation. By helping you maintain a normal HbA1c, chromium acts as a long-term guardian of your health, helping to preserve your nerve function, your vision, and your kidney health for years to come. Once again, let's anchor these concepts in solid scientific evidence. The benefits of chromium are not just theoretical, they are backed by high-level clinical research. A comprehensive meta-analysis published in 2016 in the journal Nutrients examined the effects of chromium supplementation on glucose and insulin control in people with type 2 diabetes. Just like the zinc study we discussed, this was a powerful study of studies, pooling the results from numerous randomized controlled trials to arrive at a strong, evidence-based conclusion. The researchers wanted to know if giving chromium to diabetics actually moved the needle on key metabolic markers. The results of this extensive review were overwhelmingly positive and confirmed what we've been discussing. The meta-analysis found that chromium supplementation led to statistically significant improvements in fasting plasma glucose. This means that, on average, people taking chromium had lower baseline blood sugar levels in the morning compared to those taking a placebo. This is a clear indication that chromium helps to improve the body's underlying glucose metabolism, even in a rested, fasted state. It demonstrates a fundamental improvement in how the body handles glucose around the clock, not just after meals. Crucially, the analysis also confirmed chromium's effect on long-term control. The researchers found that supplementation resulted in a significant reduction in HbA1c levels. This finding is of paramount importance as it links chromium directly to a lower risk of long-term diabetic complications. The ability to lower HbA1c is the holy grail of diabetes treatment, and this meta-analysis provides strong evidence that chromium is an effective tool for achieving that goal. It validates the mechanism of enhanced insulin sensitivity, showing that it translates into clinically meaningful, long-term improvements in glycemic control. Furthermore, some of the studies included in the analysis also looked at insulin levels and insulin sensitivity, finding favorable effects. This supports the idea that chromium helps the body become more efficient, requiring less insulin to manage the same glucose load. This scientific validation is critical. It elevates chromium from a simple health food store supplement to a legitimate, evidence-based therapeutic agent for supporting diabetes management. It provides a solid foundation for recommending chromium as part of a comprehensive plan to improve metabolic health, lower key blood markers, and protect against the progression of the disease. The science is clear. Chromium works. Chromium deficiency can be subtle, but there are clues. Since chromium relates to carbohydrate metabolism, signs often relate to blood sugar. Classic indicators include intense cravings for sugar and reactive hypoglycemia after carb-rich meals. You might also notice unexplained changes in weight or body composition. Finally, elevated cholesterol and triglyceride levels can also be linked to poor chromium status. Consider chromium if you have these symptoms. A nutrient-dense diet is key, but chromium can be tricky to get from food alone. Broccoli is a potent source. Whole grains contain chromium, but can be high in carbs. Lean meats like turkey and beef are good options. Nuts, especially Brazil nuts and walnuts, are excellent. High-quality dark chocolate is also a source. Build these foods into your diet to support your chromium levels. Supplementation is often a practical strategy for people with diabetes. For blood sugar control, research suggests 200 to 500 micrograms per day. The form of chromium matters for absorption. Avoid chromium chloride due to poor bioavailability. Chromium picolinate and chromium polynicotinate are superior forms. Take chromium with a meal or on an empty stomach. Consistency is key. If you have kidney disease, consult your doctor before supplementing. For most, chromium is safe, but be aware of your health status. To truly understand how some of the best forms of chromium work, we need to talk about its synergistic partner, niacin, also known as vitamin B3. This connection is most evident in the supplement form called chromium polynicotinate. In this form, the chromium is bound to niacin. This isn't just a random pairing, it's a biologically intelligent combination. Niacin itself is a critical component of what was originally called the glucose tolerance factor, or GTF. A complex discovered decades ago that was found to be essential for normal glucose metabolism. Researchers later identified active chromium as the central component of GTF. Niacin's role in energy metabolism is profound. It's a precursor to two of the most important coenzymes in your body, NAD+ and NADP+. These molecules are involved in over 400 enzymatic reactions, including the breakdown of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins to produce ATP, the energy currency of your cells. By binding chromium to niacin, you are essentially packaging the mineral with another key nutrient that supports the very same metabolic pathways. This can enhance the overall effect, ensuring that the cells not only become more sensitive to insulin thanks to chromium, but also have the necessary cofactors, thanks to niacin, to efficiently convert the incoming glucose into usable energy. This synergistic relationship highlights a broader principle in nutrition. Nutrients rarely work in isolation, they function as a team. The B vitamins in particular are a classic example of this, working together in a complex dance to power our metabolism. When you see a supplement like chromium polynicotinate, it's a reflection of this biological reality. The manufacturer is attempting to provide the nutrient in a form that the body can easily recognize and utilize, often by pairing it with a natural partner. This is a sign of a well-thought-out, high-quality supplement formulation. So, while chromium picolinate, chromium bound to picolinic acid, is also an excellent and well-studied choice, understanding the role of niacin helps to appreciate why chromium polynicotinate is another top-tier option. It's about more than just absorption, it's about metabolic synergy. When you support your body with chromium, you are improving one part of the glucose management system. When you ensure you also have adequate levels of B vitamins like niacin, you are supporting the entire assembly line. This comprehensive approach, looking at how nutrients work together, is key to building a truly robust and resilient metabolic system. Let's summarize the case for chromium, our second key mineral for diabetes management. Chromium acts as an essential companion to insulin. It tackles insulin resistance head-on, making your cells more sensitive. This leads to the improvement of your long-term health marker, your HbA1c. The scientific support for these benefits is robust. Prioritize chromium-rich foods like broccoli, turkey, and nuts. Supplement intelligently with a high-quality form like chromium picolinate. Chromium ensures that the insulin you produce works with maximum efficiency at the cellular level. Now let's move on to our third and final mineral. Let's discuss magnesium, a crucial mineral for blood sugar. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body. It's fundamental for metabolic health. Without enough magnesium, your body's glucose management is handicapped. Many people have a low-grade deficiency without realizing it. Magnesium is a cofactor for enzymes involved in glucose metabolism. It helps insulin receptors work efficiently, reducing strain on your pancreas and stabilizing blood sugar. Ensuring adequate magnesium intake can be a game-changer for diabetics, supporting natural glucose control. Let's look at how magnesium improves insulin sensitivity. Insulin resistance is when cells don't respond well to insulin. Magnesium plays a direct role in the signaling pathway, helping activate the switch for glucose uptake. Without enough magnesium, this signaling is impaired. Low magnesium leaves glucose in your blood, raising blood sugar. Magnesium deficiency can worsen insulin resistance. Studies show a link between magnesium intake and lower risk of type 2 diabetes. Ensuring enough magnesium supports insulin signaling. You're addressing a root cause at a cellular level. Now let's talk about energy, because glucose and energy are really two sides of the same coin. The primary reason your cells take in glucose is to create ATP, which is the main energy currency of your body. Every single action, from thinking to blinking to your heart beating, requires ATP. And guess what? Magnesium is absolutely essential for the creation and stabilization of ATP. In fact, the ATP molecule is biologically active only when it's bound to a magnesium ion. This complex, known as MgATP, is actually the true fuel for your cells. So a deficiency in magnesium is, by definition, an energy deficiency. This has profound implications for a diabetic. When your cells are resistant to insulin, they're essentially being starved of their primary fuel source, glucose. This is why fatigue is such a common and, honestly, really debilitating symptom of diabetes. Your body has plenty of fuel circulating in the blood, but the cells can't access it properly. Now compound that with a magnesium deficiency. Not only are your cells struggling to get glucose inside, but even the glucose they do manage to absorb can't be efficiently converted into usable energy without enough magnesium. It's a double whammy that leads to profound cellular exhaustion. This is why replenishing magnesium can often lead to a noticeable increase in energy levels. you're providing the critical catalyst needed to unlock the energy stored in your food. You're not just improving blood sugar numbers on a lab report, you're restoring function to the mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. This improved energy production has a positive feedback effect. When your cells have more energy, they function better in every capacity, including their ability to respond to insulin. It helps break the vicious cycle of fatigue and poor metabolic health. Furthermore, magnesium is involved in regulating the very enzymes that control glycolysis, the process of breaking down glucose. It helps to ensure that this process runs smoothly and efficiently. When magnesium is low, the entire system can become sluggish and dysregulated, contributing to inefficient glucose use and further blood sugar instability. By supporting both the uptake of glucose into the cell and its subsequent conversion into energy, magnesium acts as a master regulator of your entire energy economy, which is fundamental to reversing the metabolic dysfunction seen in diabetes. For anyone with diabetes, cardiovascular health has to be a top priority. Diabetes significantly increases the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and stroke. The high blood sugar levels can damage blood vessels and the nerves that control your heart. This is another area where magnesium proves to be an indispensable ally. Your heart is a muscle, the hardest working muscle in your body, and it has an incredibly high demand for energy. As we just discussed, magnesium is key to producing that energy, but its role in heart health goes even deeper than that. Magnesium is a natural calcium channel blocker. Now, you may have heard of calcium channel blocker medications, which are often prescribed for high blood pressure. Calcium is essential for muscle contraction, while magnesium is essential for muscle relaxation. In your blood vessels, calcium causes the smooth muscle to tighten, which can raise blood pressure. Magnesium counteracts this, helping the blood vessels to relax and dilate, which promotes healthy blood flow and lowers blood pressure. A deficiency in magnesium can lead to an imbalance, with too much calcium-driven contraction resulting in hypertension, a major risk factor for diabetics. Moreover, magnesium is critical for maintaining a normal heart rhythm. It helps transport other electrolytes like potassium and calcium in and out of cells, which is a process that generates the electrical impulses that direct your heartbeat. An imbalance, particularly a lack of magnesium, can lead to arrhythmias or irregular heartbeats such as atrial fibrillation. By ensuring your magnesium levels are optimal, you are providing your heart's electrical conduction system with the stability it needs to function properly, which is especially important when the stress of diabetes is already taxing your cardiovascular system. So, when you're taking magnesium to help with your blood sugar, you're simultaneously getting these profound benefits for your heart. You're helping to lower your blood pressure, reduce the risk of arterial stiffness, and stabilize your heart rhythm. This is a perfect example of how addressing a nutritional deficiency can have a holistic, system-wide positive effect. You're not just patching one problem, you're strengthening the entire foundation of your health, protecting your most vital organ from the long-term complications associated with diabetes. It's one thing for me to explain the mechanisms, but it's another to see it validated by robust scientific research. Let's look at a key piece of evidence. A comprehensive meta-analysis published in 2015 in the journal Scientific Reports provided powerful confirmation of magnesium's benefits. The researchers pooled the data from multiple randomized controlled trials to get a much clearer and more reliable picture. They specifically looked at the effect of magnesium supplementation on glucose metabolism in people with type 2 diabetes. This wasn't just an observational study, it focused on interventions. What they found was significant and honestly, pretty compelling. The analysis concluded that magnesium supplementation resulted in a statistically significant improvement in fasting glucose levels compared to a placebo. This is a critical marker for diabetes management. Lowering your fasting glucose means your body is doing a better job of managing blood sugar overnight and between meals. It's a direct indicator that insulin sensitivity is improving, and that the liver isn't releasing excessive amounts of glucose, both of which are common problems in diabetes. This finding provides solid evidence that taking magnesium can directly impact your key health metrics. But the study went even further. The researchers also found that magnesium supplementation led to a significant reduction in C-reactive protein, or CRP. CRP is a key marker of inflammation in the body. We know that chronic low-grade inflammation is a major driver of insulin resistance and the complications of diabetes. The fact that magnesium can lower inflammation is incredibly important. It suggests that magnesium is not just helping with glucose mechanics, but is also calming the underlying inflammatory storm that contributes to the disease process itself. This dual action is what makes it so powerful. This study, and others like it, transforms our understanding of magnesium from a nice-to-have nutrient to an essential therapeutic tool. It provides the clinical evidence to back up the biological mechanisms we've been discussing. When you decide to supplement with magnesium, you can be confident that your decision is supported by science. It shows that simple, targeted nutritional strategies can have a measurable and meaningful impact on managing type 2 diabetes, helping to improve not just blood sugar numbers, but also the inflammatory state of the entire body. Okay, so now that we understand why magnesium is so important, the next logical question is, where do we get it? As always, I advocate for a food-first approach. Your diet is the foundation, and you can find excellent sources of magnesium in whole, unprocessed foods. Topping the list are dark, leafy greens. Think of things like spinach, Swiss chard, and kale. These are nutritional powerhouses, and they are packed with magnesium. A single cup of cooked spinach can provide you with nearly 40% of your daily magnesium requirement. The chlorophyll molecule in these green plants, which is what makes them green, actually has a magnesium atom at its center. Another fantastic category of magnesium-rich foods is nuts and seeds. Almonds, cashews, and Brazil nuts are excellent choices, but the real superstars in the seed world are pumpkin seeds and chia seeds. Just a 1-ounce serving of pumpkin seeds can give you a massive dose of magnesium. These are easy to incorporate into your diet. You can sprinkle them on salads, blend them into smoothies, or just eat a handful as a snack. They also provide healthy fats and fiber, which further supports stable blood sugar levels, making them a perfect food for anyone with diabetes. Legumes like black beans, chickpeas, and lentils are also great sources. They offer a triple benefit of magnesium, protein, and slow-digesting, high-fiber carbohydrates, which helps prevent sharp blood sugar spikes. And for those who enjoy it, here's some good news. High-quality dark chocolate, specifically the kind with a high cacao content of 70% or more, is another delicious source of magnesium. It's also rich in antioxidants. Even fruits like bananas and avocados contain a decent amount of this crucial mineral. An avocado, for instance, is not only a great source of healthy fat but also provides a good dose of magnesium and potassium. The problem, however, is that modern farming practices have depleted the magnesium content in our soils. This means that the vegetables and fruits we eat today may not have the same mineral content as they did 50 or 100 years ago. On top of that, food processing strips magnesium away. White flour, for example, has had the magnesium-rich bran and germ removed. This is why, even with a healthy diet, many people, especially those with diabetes, who have higher needs and increased urinary excretion of magnesium, may still fall short and require supplementation to reach optimal levels. Given soil depletion, supplementation is often wise. Navigating magnesium supplements can be confusing because there are so many forms available. The key is to choose a well-absorbed form. I typically recommend magnesium glycinate or malate. Magnesium glycinate is gentle on the stomach and highly absorbable, and magnesium malate can be particularly helpful for combating fatigue and muscle soreness. Regardless of the form, the general dosage is between 250 and 500 milligrams per day. It's also best to start with a lower dose and gradually increase it. When you start supplementing with magnesium, there are a few important practical things to keep in mind to maximize its benefits and minimize any potential issues. One of the most common side effects, as we've touched on, is diarrhea or loose stools. This is usually a sign that you've taken too much at one time for your body to absorb. The solution is simple: split your dose. Instead of taking 400 milligrams all at once, try taking 200 milligrams with breakfast and another 200 milligrams with your evening meal. This provides a more steady supply to your body and is much easier on your digestive tract. The timing of your magnesium supplement can also be strategic. Because magnesium has a relaxing effect on the nervous system and muscles, many people find it very beneficial to take their main dose in the evening. This can help promote a sense of calm, reduce muscle tension, and significantly improve sleep quality. And getting a good night's sleep is absolutely critical for blood sugar control. Poor sleep is a major stressor on the body that raises cortisol levels and worsens insulin resistance. So, by taking magnesium at night, you can get a dual benefit: direct metabolic support and indirect support through better, more restorative sleep. It's also important to be consistent. Magnesium is not a quick fix. It's about restoring a fundamental nutrient level in your body's tissues. This takes time. You need to take it daily to replenish your stores and maintain optimal levels. Don't expect to feel a dramatic difference overnight, although some people do notice improvements in sleep or muscle cramps quite quickly. The deeper metabolic benefits, like improved insulin sensitivity and lower fasting glucose, will build up over several weeks and months of consistent use. So be patient and make it a regular part of your daily health routine. Finally, while magnesium is very safe for most people, if you have any kidney problems or chronic kidney disease, you must talk to your doctor before starting supplementation. Healthy kidneys are responsible for filtering out excess magnesium from the blood. If your kidney function is impaired, magnesium can potentially build up to unsafe levels. So, this is a critical safety check. For everyone else, listening to your body, starting low, splitting your dose, and being consistent are the keys to successfully incorporating this powerhouse mineral into your plan for better health. It's crucial to understand that these minerals, zinc, chromium, and magnesium, don't work in a vacuum. Your body is a complex, interconnected system, and nutrients work together in synergy. Think of it like an orchestra. You can have the most talented violinist in the world, but if the cello and the flute are out of tune, the music won't sound right. The same is true for these minerals. Magnesium, for example, is required for the proper function of vitamin D, and vitamin D also plays a role in insulin sensitivity. Potassium and magnesium work together to maintain cellular hydration and electrical gradients. We talked about the importance of balancing zinc with copper. This principle of balance applies across the board. Focusing on just one nutrient to the exclusion of others can sometimes create new imbalances. This is why a holistic approach is so important. By ensuring you have adequate levels of zinc, chromium, and magnesium, you are providing your body with a powerful team of nutrients that work together to support metabolic health from multiple angles. Zinc supports insulin production, chromium enhances the insulin receptor, and magnesium facilitates the downstream signaling and energy production. This synergistic effect is why a nutrient-dense whole foods diet is so powerful. Foods like nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and quality proteins naturally contain a wide array of these minerals and vitamins in the proper balance. A handful of pumpkin seeds gives you magnesium and zinc. A piece of turkey with a side of broccoli gives you zinc and chromium. Nature often packages these nutrients together because they are meant to work together. Supplementation is a tool to fill in the gaps, but the foundation should always be a diet that respects these natural nutritional synergies. So, as you focus on increasing your intake of these three key minerals, don't forget the bigger picture. See them as part of a comprehensive strategy that includes a healthy low-carbohydrate diet, regular physical activity, stress management, and quality sleep. When you combine these powerful lifestyle habits with targeted nutritional support from zinc, chromium, and magnesium, you create a powerful, multifaceted approach to taking control of your blood sugar. You are not just fighting the symptoms, you are rebuilding your metabolic health from the ground up, one essential nutrient at a time. We've covered a tremendous amount of information today on three of the most powerful minerals for managing diabetes: zinc, chromium, and magnesium. Understanding how these nutrients work is the first step, but taking action is what truly creates change. If you found this guide helpful and want to support our channel, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss our future videos, and be sure to ring that notification bell. It really helps us reach more people who need to hear this message of hope and health. The journey of managing diabetes can feel isolating at times, but it doesn't have to be. If you know someone, a friend, a family member, a co-worker, who is struggling with their blood sugar, please consider sharing this video with them. You could be providing them with a key piece of the puzzle they've been missing. Spreading good information is one of the most powerful ways we can help each other improve our health and our lives. Let's build a community of support and empowerment, sharing knowledge that can make a real difference in people's daily well-being. To help you put this knowledge into practice, I've created a simple, free mineral tracker that you can download. The link is right there in the description below. This will help you keep an eye on your food sources and your supplementation, so you can see your progress and stay consistent. It's a great tool to help you take control. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Let me know which of these three minerals, zinc, chromium, or magnesium, you are going to focus on first. Sharing your plan can inspire others to take action too. Thank you so much for investing your time with me today to learn more about your health. Remember that every small positive step you take is a victory. Knowledge is power, but only when it is applied. Take what you've learned today and start making those small changes. They will add up to profound results over time. Stay healthy, stay hopeful, and catch our next video for more health-boosting tips.